Steven Gerrard is going to be reunited with Philippe Coutinho, who's completed a loan move from Barcelona to Aston Villa 4 years after leaving Liverpool. Cristiano Ronaldo could leave Manchester United this summer if he doesn't approve of the club's choice of permanent manager. Newcastle and one other Premier League club are going head-to-head to sign Norwich midfielder Todd Cantwell. Liverpool are close to completing a £60 million deal for Porto's 24-year-old Colombian winger Luis Diaz. Newcastle are hoping to sign Sean Longstaff to a new contract, the 24-year-old out of contract at the end of the season, and they have rejected a bid from Everton for the English midfielder. Manchester United have offered Paul Pogba a huge new contract worth £400,000 a week in the hopes of stopping the French international leaving on a free transfer in the summer. Eddie Howe is preparing an opening £10 million bid for West Ham's 24-year-old Issa Diop, and the list of players being linked to Newcastle grows, with Divock Origi and Bournemouth's 24-year-old Dominic Solanke among the other players that they're meant to be monitoring to cover for Callum Wilson. PSG boss Mauricio Pochettino is ready to accept any offer to become Manchester United manager. Spurs are going to have another go at trying to sign Spanish winger Adama Traore from Wolves. Chelsea are not prepared to stump up the cash required to make Saul's loan deal a permanent transfer. Manchester United are unlikely to make any signings in the January window, but will target a midfielder in the summer, with West Ham's Declan Rice a potential target. Arsenal have had a cash plus player offer for Fiorentina striker Dusan Vlahovic rejected. Liverpool's Nathaniel Phillips has been the subject of a bid from Watford, who've told Danny Rose that he will never play for the club again and is free to leave this window. Barcelona are weighing up a loan move for Manchester United striker Anthony Martial, and it's also being reported that they're having a closer look at Chelsea's Andreas Christensen. Everton and Newcastle have joined the race to sign 24-year-old Brazilian midfielder Bruno Guimaraes from Lyon. Bruno's agent going on record to say that Arsenal did inquire last summer but didn't put in an official bid. Liverpool goalkeeper Loris Karius has seen his move to Bundesliga side Greuther Fürth fall apart, as the German side won't be able to afford the fee to end his contract. And Mikel Antonio has signed a brand new contract at West Ham, which will see him stay at the club till 2025.
This is for the ones who care.
What's going on, people? Welcome back to another video. My name is HUGH and you're watching Paper Talk. We are back again, bright and early on a Friday morning, to go through the latest breaking news for their ass and see exactly what's making the headlines in the back pages of these, the most fraudulent publications available to man. We buy them so that you don't have to. Love to your mothers. Hope you're all doing well and looking after each other in these strange and turbulent times. We're all we've got, people. I want to say a massive shout out to the newest members of the Fraud Gang Members Club. You are massively appreciated and helping this channel to grow and grow. Here is your comment of the day. Minor actuals. We're in the car again. Let's get it. Today, we've got 5 fraudulent publications to be going through, including the Daily Star, the Guardian, the Daily Express, the Daily Mail, and the Daily Mirror. It's only bloody daily. Like Thompson, it's daily. Like Paper Talk, papers. Let's get down to business. Let's start on the back of the Guardian today, who have in the top corner Manchester United news exit strategy, as Richard Arnold is set to take over from Ed Woodward as club CEO. Here we've got Karen Kearney having the manager in the dugout is really important. She is alluding to, I guess, the rising cases and the amount of managers that aren't on the sidelines for their clubs. Over here, Novak Djokovic news. He made his own decision, Rafael Nadal, short on sympathy as Djokovic is stopped by the Australian Customs and Border Force and has his visa cancelled because he hasn't had his vaccine. Down here we've got England cricket as Stuart Broad takes a fifer. The seamer making a point, but is still overshadowed on day 2 of the 4th test as Australia run rampant against England, looking for a 4th victory on the bounce. And over here, Manchester City are going to have to rely on teenagers in their FA Cup 3rd round tie at Swindon, as they have 21 cases across staff and players of the you-know-what. On the back of the Daily Star today, we've got Manchester United news. United icons warning bossy boots, saying Cristiano Ronaldo will not decide his future until he knows who is in charge. He has, of course, got a contract that runs until 2023, but it is slightly presumptuous of him to assume that Manchester United would want him to stay beyond that contract. Anyway, Cristiano saying he's not happy. He expected things to be better than this, and he's a born winner who wants to be winning trophies, so the next man to turn up and take the managerial position is crucial. in terms of his career decision. Over here we've got Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang again making the news for all the wrong reasons. Partying Oba, a bad lad too. He has joined with his Gabonese teammates who've been involved in a little bit of controversy in a pay dispute actually, where they almost refused to fly in for their first game against Comoros in the Africa Cup of Nations. But Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is going to miss that game, as is his assistant coach, as is Lamina, all of whom have tested positive for the you-know-what, after they were videoed and pictured at a restaurant/nightclub in Dubai. Now, Aubameyang's been on social media protesting that people have judged him way too early, and you are allowed to mix without masks if vaccinated in Dubai in these places. However, the fact that he's had no mask on whilst he's in close contact with quite a few people is making people think that that is the reason that he has caught the you-know-what. He is now set to miss his country's Africa Cup of Nations opener on Monday, and he may well have played his last game for Arsenal as well, with intermediaries offering his services around the clubs in Europe. Over here we've got Novak Djokovic news. He has been compared to Jesus by his dad. But unlike the Messiah, there is no room at the inn for him in Australia, where he was stopped by customs and the border force, who cancelled his visa and have said that he's not going to be allowed into the country. He's actually been held in a detention centre overnight that is usually used for refugees and asylum seekers. He was given assurances by the Australian Open that he would be allowed to play with an exemption, but Australia are making an example of Novak. His father has been out though supporting his plight with a megaphone, so hopefully everybody can hear him loud and clear. And over here we've got the third of the 4 stories on the back pages that are to do with the you-know-what, as Manchester City's FA Cup hopes are thrown in tatters, with 21 members of their first team bubble forced to isolate because they caught the you-know-what, including Pep Guardiola and his assistant Juan Malillo, who have both tested positive earlier this week. City have got Chelsea next weekend, but they're going to have to choose from a bunch of academy graduates and kids for this one. Don't forget, we've got the For the People podcast. The Discord community is in the chat, and you can also find me at instagram.com/fraudulencia, where we're building something special. On the back of the Daily Mail today, Novak Djokovic's father fury as his son is held over the vaccine row. Novak's being crucified. Let me know your thoughts on this one in the comment section below. His father saying that he is being crucified by authorities, and the world number one will be held in that detention centre until Monday, when there is a court ruling scheduled over the cancellation of his visa. His visa was cancelled on arrival in a dispute over his medical exemption to play in the Open without the vaccine, but he avoided immediate deportation by getting his lawyers involved and serving some kind of temporary injunction. Up here we've got more Manchester United news. It was of course announced yesterday that Ed Woodward would finally be stepping down. It's been sort of booked since April, this, after the European Super League thing happened. However, Cristiano Ronaldo is the one stealing the headlines, and his career decisions are up for grabs, dependent apparently on the new managerial appointment. So the star may go if the next boss is not to his liking. You really can tell who runs the ship there. Plan less, win more, says Broad. Stuart Broad saying that England have to end their obsession with 2- and 4-year planning and just focus on winning the next test match. I'll be honest, I've watched quite a bit of this cricket series, and England are awful at cricket. They have 2 or 3 good players max. The rest of them, I don't even know how they've managed to forge careers in the test game. You're trying to crucify our son, Djokovic's parents, in blistering attack on Australia, who really are making an example of Novak. Novak being holed up in bug-infested hotel, but Nadal has little sympathy, and I think other tennis players seem to have little sympathy as well. What do you think about this whole situation? Novak Djokovic's parents accusing the Australian authorities yesterday of crucifying their son as he was moved to a detention hotel used to house refugees and asylum seekers. Even Boris Becker weighing in and saying Novak will rue this mistake forever. Conte was snubbed by United for being too meticulous. Manchester United apparently turned down the chance to work with Antonio Conte. I find this bit really interesting, if I'm honest, because Manchester United have opened the doors to one manager since Sir Alex Ferguson who is probably brave enough and bold enough to stand up to the board, and he is their most most successful manager since Sir Alex, and that is of course Jose Mourinho. But Antonio Conte now at Spurs and really starting to make things happen, at least in the league. With Manchester United fans rightly unsure about the direction they're going in under Rangnick, that will leave a bitter taste in the mouth. On the back of the Daily Mirror today, Pep City ravaged by you-know-what, but the show must go on. 21 players and staff out with the you-know-what, but they face Swindon Town tonight in the FA Cup away from home, 8 o'clock kickoff, and they're going to have to play a very different type of squad. Over here, John Cross writing, Oba test positive days after partying in Dubai. Let me know your thoughts on this one. Are we blowing this one completely out of proportion since he is vaccinated already and the rules are slightly different in Dubai, or is it careless from Aubameyang and another example of not captain material behaviour? Let's just cast our mind back to last week for balance and clarity, and remind ourselves that Lionel Messi was pictured in a nightclub partying with his one and only, and soon afterwards tested positive himself. He has now been cleared, and Aubameyang is waiting for the results of a PCR test. Until then, he will be self-isolating. And the main story on the back of the Mirror, Woodward out in new era at United, but get the right boss or I'm off. Cristiano Ronaldo may quit if United CEO fails to appoint a manager that he rates. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. That's about it for this time. If you've enjoyed the video, please do smash the hell out of the like button. It's massively appreciated and helps the channel to grow and grow. Turn those bell notifications on as well so you never miss an upload, and I will see you in the next one. For now though, my name's been HUGH and this has been a lot of fun. Peace.